Good morning, everyone. How are you all? Good. So today more number of people come. Why? The last day? Good. Anyway, so here, how are you all? Fine, right? Yeah, I asked, I forgot now. See, we had something, interview questions also. For Angular complete interview questions also will be mentioned. I gave that notes drive, like you can check it, this particular one in the document in the GitHub also. I will mention it in GitHub today, which covers all the Angular interview questions regarding basic what is Angular 2 till the end. Okay, it covers all the things, including uh, subjects and all the things. You can try this, sir. Okay, now main important things we will just discuss whatever the topics we discussed one more time, and then I'm gonna give you some resume tips and interview tips, and then we will see what is your future like next, what you are gonna do. Is it clear, ma? These are the three things today we will go now. And till now in Angular, if you guys get any doubt or while practicing anything also, you can tell me the things. Now first, in the main repo which we are discussing here, if I go here, Angular notes, we have some topics here. We just understand TypeScript. Without any doubt, you can add in your resume that you know TypeScript, which will increase your boost, which will increase your skills, and also which will boost your resume, because people will look for something called TypeScript. Now next, we understand what is an Angular, which is a JavaScript framework. Okay, if anyone started learning React, they will understand things like React and Vue. They were like, if you want any routing, you have to take another package. If you wanted any fetching, you will take it in another package. Everything you will need another things, because React is just a simple library, but Angular is a framework. When we want routing, do we install any other one? No, in Angular only we have router. Angular router is there. Okay, everything is built in with it. This is called developer platform, also called the framework here. Okay, everything will be inbuilt. Now, online, if voice is clear or not, is voice is clear online? Now, after we installed, sir, whenever you are trying to install, you may install it something 18th version or 19th, 18th version or 17th version, it doesn't matter. Okay, but try to install always updated one, recent one. In your system, updated one should be there. Okay, you may do it the 16th version. For example, in my system, 18th version is there, but I do it like how we used to do in 16th version only. But always your system have updated one. How do you install the Angular? Npm install -g angular /CLI, because you used Angular command line interface. Okay, and before that, you should install something called Node.js. If Node.js is not there, npm will not work. Did you remember this? Now, next, data binding. The first basic understanding of architecture, how the Angular architecture works. Okay, now if you see Angular architecture now, better than first class, you will understand it now easily, because you have seen actual Angular now. Angular architecture, if you see how they designed it, Angular architecture. This is a basic logic of how Angular works. So everything in Angular is basically one component. You will divide the program into components, and these component will have two things. One is template, one is having component file. And the template file is like a HTML, component file is like the TypeScript file. And if you want to do from component to template, you will use something property binding mainly. If you wanted template to component, you will use something called event binding. And there will be so many other components. And all the components will inform to something called directives. Okay. In case if you wanted the component wants any services, the services will come from the component through injection. Any doubts, sir, here? These were the main things. Okay. Directives, templates, so directives, components, services will define your particular project. Okay. Now, all these things, you can use directives. All these things will be mentioned here by modules. App module is the one which will contain everything. Okay. Any doubts, ma? Any doubts here? No. Next. You can use multiple modules also, like how I used in my program. Now, next one. After Angular architecture understanding, you can even understand data binding. Just now, as we discussed, data binding means how the data communication will happen from one point to another point, like template to component or component to template. If you are going from template to component, you will use it something like event binding. If you are going with component to template, you will use property binding or string interpolation. Okay. Also, you will have something called two-way data binding. Two-way data binding means at a point it will go to component to template and template to component. And you will use something called ng model. But if you want to use ng model, you should install something called forms module. If inside the app module, forms module is not there, ng model will get an error like ng model is not recognized as any command. Do you guys remember this? Yeah. You will understand the errors when you try it. Okay. Now, second one component to another component also communication will happen. How do the components inside they will have communication? They will have communication like if one component needs to have another component to send the data, or it's like one component inside another component inside another component. These are called nested components. What are they called? Nested components. And the outer one is called parent component. Inner one is called child component. If parent wants to send to child, what they will use? @input. If child wants to send to the parent, you can use @output or @view child, or you can use something called template reference variables. Template reference variables are the easiest ways, but always there will be a risk with it. Template reference variables are the easiest way to access the DOM. Using template reference variable, you can able to change the whole program also. Okay. How you will do? You will just give hash a name and you can able to access it. Even when we did template driven forms also, you will use template reference variables only by hash. When you are using directives like if for, you will use template reference variables only. Next. You can use something like content projection also, where you can, it's like whenever you are giving something app child, if it's like if you are giving app header, something, usually whenever you give components, you will not write like this. In middle of the component also you can write it. Whatever you write it, it will directly come to the whatever you write it in the child. In parent, whenever you call the child, you will give this, and in the child you will get it automatically. That is called content projection. Okay. Now, or next, you can even try something called property directive. There are directives. What are directives? Directives update the DOM behavior. Directives update the behavior of DOM. Directives are used to update the behavior of DOM. Okay. Now, how it will update the behavior of DOM? Some class names you can change it, sir. Some styles you can change it, sir, dynamically. Or some control flow you can change, sir. Control flow bole to sometimes one thing will appear, sometimes another paragraph will appear. Right or not? Or multiple paragraphs may come using loops. These kind of things which will manipulate the DOM behavior, these are called directives. And these directives are actually three types. One is property directive, structural directive, custom directives. Actually, if you want to create a custom directive, you don't need to do much. ng generate custom directive. ng generate directive. ng direct ng generate directive and the directive name. Automatically you will get it. Now, here mainly ng class. Did you guys remember how it will use ng class? You will give ng class and you will give some kind of class name. You may give the class name with a ternary operator condition. Right or not? If the condition works, it will go to that class. If the condition is not working, it will not go to that class. So, property directives. Easiest way to learn anything is, if you are learning any concept in any programming languages, type that programming concept in the Google. Instead of seeing the matter, first go with the images and then read the images. Images are the easiest one to learn from the concept. If still after images also you still have doubts, then go to the concepts and read any article you like it. Okay. But if you want to still doubt, then go for videos. But usually people first see the videos. These are very bad because videos will make you into course hell. It's like you will be there again and again and again and again. They will call it as tutorial hell. Did you ever heard that word? Tutorial hell is something like students always, whenever they want to learn something, they will go to some course in YouTube or somewhere and they will learn it. Usually students can't able to finish the whole course. They will stop in the middle and the next time again they will start from first. I know this many people who learn HTML again and again and again and again because it is easy. Videos have a very bad impact on our mind. People will say it like whatever representation in video will be easy to understand. That is true, but it have one bad impact. Whenever you see one video, sir, if you get impressed by that, you like to watch it again and again. I think you guys may experience it. 90% of the people in YouTube, they will see the movies which they already see only. Right? Whenever you open YouTube, most of the people don't open the videos which are new. They will like to open the videos which they already know. Suddenly your mind tells, see that comedy scene. And that will be somewhere you saw. And again, you will type it and you will saw that. Same thing will happen with courses also. You already know one course HTML. If you are getting it scrolling and you get some HTML course and rocket science course, you will see the HTML course because you know that you already know. If two people are explaining, one person JavaScript explaining, you will see the course until you understand it. That understanding basically means you already know the basic JavaScript. When it is becoming too complex, when they are explaining too complex things, you will feel it like, yes, I'm not understanding, chhod do. But that is the point you should understand. So that is why tutorials never work in YouTube videos. But best thing, learn by reading. Read some articles. You go to the websites, like I don't know whether in this class I told or not. In my HTML classes, usually I will tell. Go to some sites like Hashnode, where people will write an articles. See, for example, someone write an article how to build UPI QR generator with the Nuxt.js. I don't know who is that. So I will just go there and I will just read it. Even though I don't want to do it, I will just read it line by line by line. If I'm free, I will just try it. Are you getting my point, ma? Okay. So when you are trying these kind of things, you read something and you will understand something. If you see something, you will not understand. That there is a big difference there. Because if you read it, 90% of the times you will end up in errors only. Okay. But if you see the video, you won't. Okay. Next one. You will use something called dev2, similar to this. You will get some video articles and you can read it, sir. Okay. For TypeScript, I already gave the complete TypeScript one note, sir. Okay. For JavaScript one, there are multiple sources. I recommend if you want to learn JavaScript from whenever you are free, there is a site called javascript.info, which will give you the complete JavaScript. Sorry, spelling is wrong. which will give you basically any concept which you want. I like everyone to read the documentation and do it. That is why whenever I teach also, I will go on to the documentation and I will do it. Okay. That is the best way to learn. If I type it something, this function, and then you also remember it and type it, it never works. Are you getting my point, ma? That's what happen in tutorials. Like when they are teaching Firebase, they will write it like right here, sign up with user email or something. You will also write it. What if tomorrow Firebase people change it? Right? When something is not in your hands, you should go with the documentation. Better. Next one, sir. For TypeScript, notes is sufficient. Yeah, that notes covers everything, sir. The notes which I gave covers everything TypeScript. Now, next one, we understand something called structural directives, sir. Just a simple thing, ma. Structural directives which we used ng if, ng for, ng switch. Those are until 16th version. 17th version they changed it with at the rate if, at the rate for, and at the rate switch. If you remember, I showed that also. Okay. You can see that how it works, but in reality, you won't get, if you get it in a company job, in company, they won't use it the newer version. Okay. Until or unless they ask you to build the Angular application from scratch, they won't go with new one. Why? Because it may not support with everything. Na? What if they want to use some packages which are old and that packages don't support the newer ones? Because the newer version just came some 6 months back. Okay. November something came, it came last year. Okay. Now next. And now 18th version also came in May. Angular have immediate updates. Okay, this May and last November. They are expecting React also getting an update this week, this next month, July. Okay, React 19 is coming. So you should be always updated, sir. You know, that is the only point where you and the GPT's models are differ. GPT models will always give the last ones. They won't give you the current one. Why? Because it will take some time to understand and do the model. Before that, you can learn it. Okay. Now, next one, sir. There are some things called pipes. There are pipes which are lowercase, uppercase, date, currency, async, JSON, number. Okay. And you can create your own pipes. Basically, pipes, how they will work. When you give pipe to any value, there will be one function for pipe transform, and it will go to that pipe. And then whatever you are returning there, that only will come. You do some validation, you will return. Okay. You can create your own pipe also. Basically, to create anything, ng generate that particular name with the new name. Ng generate pipe name. Ng generate component. Ng generate directive name. Uh, ng generate guard name. Okay. You go with anything with the directive ng generate, sir. Next, forms. We did forms like template forms, reactive forms. Okay. We didn't do the asynchronous validations. They are not much important, but there are some validations which are asynchronous also. Okay. Now you can do some kind of template forms. Template forms are like everything you will be given in HTML only. Okay. They will have something called directives like ng model and ng form. There are two directives, ng model and ng form. Whenever you give it, automatically every form detail will get it some properties like touched, untouched, or pristine, or dirty, or valid, invalid, submitted, not submitted. Okay, it's like enabled, disabled. You will get some kind of validations by default. Okay, has error. You check these validations and give your messages. Everything you use here ng if only. Is it clear, ma? Now, next. Reactive forms, you will write it in JavaScript, sir. You will use something called new form model or new form control. You will use or new form model. For whole form, you will take it as form model. Each form element, you will take it as form control and you will create those elements. The advantage with this, you can create dynamic ones. Like you will put one plus button. The moment you click on it, it will create a new form control. And that new form control will be added to the new form model. Okay. So you can increase the forms. Now, next, you will use something called routing. You can do basic routings, you can do route modules, you can do router links, you can do router outlet. Basically, basic routes are like you will have a route module file. In the route module file, sir, you will give path and you will give the component. Whatever the path goes to whatever the component, you will mention it, sir. And second thing, you will give router module. Everything will be there in the router module, and that router module will be in the app module. You will give router link. Instead of href, you will write router link. Why? Because href will load the page, router link owned. If I give router outlet, then router outlet is the place. If you write it router outlet, that is the place where your whatever the routing ones will be outlet, will be printed. You can use child routing. That means inside one routing only you can put 2, 3 routings. Or you can put dynamic routings. Automatically it will only update. Like how we did products page, each product page. You can put auth guards before it goes routing. You can put something called auth guard, or you can put something called lazy loading. The lazy loading feature, I think I didn't explain it. The lazy loading is like this. If I go to the project, the main one, cd angular, cd main, ng server dash o. Now, if I go here, SR, say it like load component. You will say something like import something like I will show it directly here only. Now, images. Now, where is the code? Go here, code. Go here, code. Go here, code. Now, see here. Now, what is this logic is, if someone goes to the number 1, when someone goes to the number 1 path, at that time only number 1 ka module will load. The problem is this, imagine there is one module number 1. In that module, there are some kind of 10 components are there. Basically, if I load it directly, what will happen? That module will load, all the 10 components also will be loaded. But I wanted in that module only the first component. For example, material module, I'm using it. In material module, there are so many components, so many modules, other modules are there. But I am using header component. In header component, only button is there. Mat button only I want. Right? In material module, see here, in material module, so many are there. Okay. Everything will load now automatically. Now, if I go here, whenever a header component comes, inside the header, there is header, right? Okay, basically header loads always. or maybe home components. Just a minute, everyone. So, okay, class 8 just. Now, see if I imagine the home component have one button only flat button I have. Now I don't need to go with all the things in this home. If I say it like load children, and if I say it like only load only one particular file, import here only app module, sorry, material module. Now load this material module, load this material module. In this, whatever the things, only whenever the home component comes, load only material module. I don't want everything. This is called lazy loading. Lazy loading means based on the component, you don't want modules like forms module or some other modules in the home component. Only the module or components, whatever loaded, those things only will be loaded. This concept is called lazy loading. But interesting point is now the lazy loading is changed. Now it is changed because every component load itself on their own because standalone components. Okay. Earlier we used to do this technique. Okay. That's why it did not come to us. Similar to this. Whenever they go to that particular one only, that module will go. Are you getting my point, ma? Now, next one. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Just a minute. I think I need to send something. Why I can't do that? I don't know. I will check it later then. Okay. So, where is this? Yeah. Next, after the lazy loading one, what more concepts are there? Main notes. Yeah, lazy loading. Most important concepts they will ask are RxJS topics. RxJS topics, what are observables? What are subjects? I hope you now understand subjects well because we did it in our project. Okay. And then what are operators? Like pipeable operators or non-pipeable operators. Okay. So these three things are the basic ones they will ask in your RxJS. Okay. Any doubts sir, till now? Any doubts till now? No. Okay. So let's in your Angular journey try this all of these things. Now here one more thing will be there, NGRX. There is something called NGRX. For Angular, this one is not kind of basic one, but when you are building bigger applications to maintain the state globally, state is like, see, you updated the cart value. Whenever you click on cart one, the cart one is updated in the subject, and the subject is actually been in the service that will give all the elements to that will be accessible to every other element, right or not? Imagine you want to restrict that to certain values, or you want to store this subject values always into one store, one kind of store, and there you can access it. This concept is called state management. What it is called? State management. In real time, state management is very important. React have a state management library called Redux. Redux is a state management for React. Similarly, Angular have a state management called NGRX. Just learn it. It won't take much time for you. Okay, but this is not a basic one. Like this is not for the basic Angular, but if they wanna ask it, they will ask you how the NGRX store works, how actions works, routers works and all. Okay. This can be, if you know NGRX also, that you can do anything in the Angular. Okay. That can be optional. Next. Now, one thing which I want you to recommend is try CRUD application. You all are Python developer or .NET developers. Create using your Python in Python Django or in .NET C# .NET. You can able to create APIs. Create a REST API. What API? REST API. Once you create a REST API, you will have a link. In that link, JSON data will be there. Give that REST API to the front end and connect your database in your .NET or Python or Django, whatever. So my point is create the API link in the backend and use that API link in the front end. Do the CRUD operations. I did with the Node.js JSON server. I want you to try it real time. Any doubts, sir? Till now, any doubts? In Angular, if you get it, any doubts also let me know. Our group will be active for the next 3 months and the repository will be active for the next 6 months. At any point, you can ask me doubt. Okay. Now, not only that, the next one. I want to have some kind of interview things. First, before you go to the interview, have something resume tips. You can have 1 page or 2 pages. It's always okay. 1 page or 2 pages because you are going as a fresher. Okay. But make it some kind of border and look nice. It should be. And whatever the fonts and font sizes are very important, which most people ignore it. Colors, if you don't put it also, it will be good, ma. Okay. Okay. Make it some kind of bolds. Like whatever you wanna highlight, make them bold. Okay. Something like your headings or something like your technologies or skills or something like that. The next, after this, in your resume, add the projects. Add the projects. Okay. You can add some projects like again and again. I'm telling you, you don't need to do the projects to add the projects. Okay. Everything cannot be done by you guys. So if I have to do, so whatever the tricks I'm sharing in this particular course of this today are at risk. Okay. I'm not responsible for any of this trick. I'm just giving you a simple suggestion. This can be done. I will tell you some really hacks. I will show you. Go to GitHub. Type it here. And then type it here. Angular. Now you will get so many. And go with something Angular projects. There are literally lakhs. 75,000 are there. So I will go here. I will go to somewhat page which no one goes. Okay. So let's take Spring Boot Maven Angular starter. So 107 forks. So it is good project only then. So someone did this particular one. Okay. So I will go here. I will just download this one and see this repository. It is 4 years back. So that means whatever the things which are there will be completely bad. Okay. They are not new. They all must be, when you download it and run it in your local host, it won't run. It will give errors. Then solve that errors. NPM fix, NPM audit fix, it will fix all errors. Then you will get a new kind of one. Automatically update their packages and all. And then you will get a newer version. And then upload to your resume. Upload to your GitHub first, which will work. Create one GitHub IO page or something.com something page. Netlify.netlify page. And then upload to your particular one repository and then start. No one in the world can able to find it. But change the colors, change the things, basic logic. There is something called styles.css, main CSS file. If you give it automatically, everything will be changed, no matter what. If it is not changing, put it exclamation important, it will automatically changed. Are you getting my point, ma? Make it at least 3 projects, something on your own. Okay? Is it clear? Is it clear, ma? Now, next one. Next one. So, 3 projects. After that, in your resume, if you are adding education, if your percentage is great, put it. If your percentage is not great, don't put it. Maybe if you wanna put it also, see, for example, I got it a percentages of 67, imagine. And I wanna show it in my resume. Put it as 78 or 81, something good. Don't put it 98, you will caught. Okay. But put it something relatively 76.7. No one will remember that. If you put 76 or 81, people will remember. If you put it 80.3, no one will remember that percentage. When HR sees it, it okay, 81.3, and they won't remember it. But if you put 81, they may remember the things. Basic trick. And no one will ask you after getting the job, after when your certification comes, HR will not come and ask you, oh, you said it 71 in your resume, why it is 67? No one will ask that. Basically, whatever you submit, they submit. That's it. Percentage never matters. Some companies have restrictions like 75% and all. That is old Jamana. Current Jamana, no one will do that. Okay? Because we all are doing it kind of, anyone comes na. So 90% of the people are COVID passed outs only. So you don't need, you don't know the basic percentage only. CGPA, whatever you want, you can put it. Except 9, 10, those kind of things. Then second, skills. Mention relatable skills. You can mention as many as you like, but never mention collidable skills. Dekho, Python. Python, Java is useless. Python or Java. You mention Angular, React, both are okay. Front end is okay. Multiple skills. But you mention Python, .NET, Java, machine learning, R, and that is silly. You should mention as simple as that. Only one thing. That is believable. Ultimately, resume is in our interview is making other person believe that you know something. That's it. Okay. So people will not remember everything about you. That's it. When you are making front-end developer job, apply your resume with the front-end skills. Make it 2, 3 resumes, sir. Never make it only one resume. Have the copy of resume 1, resume 2, resume 3, and then push it whatever the resumes you want. Okay. And then skills, mention as many as you can, but always relatable skills. There is one section called achievements. This is the section where people cannot find it whatever you do. You mention any skill, any achievement. One some kind of something like, how can I say? Okay, 1 second prize, 1 second prize in Creative Coders event in 2013 JNTUK. Simple. First thing in 2013 that Creative Codes is not done. I don't know whether it is done or not. I just frame it now. So the point is, HR will not call, or the background verification, any person will not call to JNTUK and ask it like, does 2013 happen Creative Codes and does this Prasad have the second prize? No. No one will care for what achievements you are, but your achievements are showcasing. You should not put it like one Nobel Prize or one some kind of other spell bee competitions. but you should put something which is like some second prizes, some participant things, or those. If you get it first prize also, people will get out. Second prizes, no one cares. If you put third prize, people will feel it low. No, second prize is the easiest one. But always your achievements, you should not put it like I got second prize in running race. Why they need it? No, your resume, they don't need it now. So maybe you have really achievements, but why people need it? They need it only regarding web development or regarding your coding. Put it coding one only. Is it clear, ma? Are you understanding the things? Okay. These kind of things you can put it everywhere. Okay. Now, experience. I know that most people are freshers here. Online, are you getting it like what I'm speaking? Like, because online is completely calm now. Now, see, if I go with experiencer, if you have, just in a case, if you have any domain experience, like if you work it in any place, anything, then mention the relatability. Like how I can say, let me give you a practical example. See, when I started the career, I worked in for because I don't want to go to software and all. I worked in some customer care for it's not customer care, it's like kind of US customer care kind of thing for 6 months. Then I got some name there, process associate. Okay, and the next moment I go to the Java next one, I applied for Java developer and I said it like 6 months I worked as Java developer. But instead of mentioning it as Java developer, your payslip will have something name. Keep the name and change the technology. Are you all getting my point? How I have to say clearly. You worked in one company, Ray. You worked in company, some kind of operational analyst or something. No one will say customer care something. They will give one title, nice title to you. Say it like you are the one who is maintaining your company website. You are the one who is maintaining some analytics in your website. Okay. Okay. And then uh, if you are saying it like some kind of uh, I did this I did the company side some kind of another components. I did some kind of additions to it. I managed the analytics. No one will go and ask whether you did that or not. They will ask you whether you worked there or not. Only your working has to be checked, not your technologies. Are you getting my point, ma? Are you all understanding, huh? So even if you work it in another technology also, you can claim it that you worked in this technology unless or until it is mentioned in your payslip. If it is mentioned in your payslip, it is fine. No one can do that. Okay. And imagine you don't have experience. If you don't have experience, guys, see, I know how the HR's mindset will be. HRs are like, they want freshers, but they need experience. So they want less money to give, but still they should have more knowledge. This is how HRs look. So my point is target that only. Take it to some kind of random sites. Like for example, some some kind of uh, if you go to Reddit, do you guys know Reddit basically? If you go to Reddit, in Reddit there are some things called subreddit. Some discussions will happen. Once you go there, sir, you will go and you will go in deep shit somewhere. In that you will find some sites. Okay, valuable, good sites only, not bad sites. And these good sites, actually, whatever you get it, most people don't know their names. Okay, some if I go with something like random site, now if I go here, take me to your useless websites. Okay, now this is some site which will go with every time some useless websites it will go, which are not having any use. And whatever they have useless websites, claim that you only did it. Go here, go here, some kind of vaporizer, and you will understand, okay, this one is not showing, but basically some sites it will show what are the technologies it was built in. These are the things it used. Okay. Understand it and mention it like you are the one something behind this. Okay. Now, I'm not saying it this once. I want you to go to some really sites which are not popular. Always when you mention some licer, make it a non-popular one. This is where most people get confused. When you make it a popular one, there is a easier way you will get caught. For example, you say mention in your resume reading books. Everyone do that. Hobbies reading books. And immediately the HR will ask you like what are books you read or what is your favorite book. Never mention the famous book. Mention the book that no one knows. That book has to be existed that no one should know. Okay, if you mention something like book that no most people don't know, then the HR may not ask you like what it is about. If it asks also, you can say whatever you wanted because they don't know that. Are you getting my point, ma? Same thing in websites also. Say it like you mention some kind of site name and say it like you are the one behind that site. You did the analytics of that as a freelancer, and no one can ask you payslips or something. Never ever fake the experience. This is all bluffing. What I'm doing it. Bluffing is can be good. Faking is really bad. Faking is like making your bluffing true. Like for example, I said it like I have some experience. I did this side, that side, and I showed that. That is okay, bluff. But bringing the proofs, making some kind of fake payslips and showing them fake experience is actually wrong. That will give you really bad experience because if you pay for some Amirpet people or some other people for fake experience, you will get highly end up with something wrong. Never try to prove your points. Okay, you made some bluff. For example, now I say one book and the HR will listen to whatever the book name I said and everything. Next time, if after some time, if she asks me, can you tell me about the book, I will change the book name. Why? Because in this particular time, she may researched about that book. Are you getting my point? But instead, you go it like really, I read at that time. Do you know me? The something you try to when you try to validate your point, you will lose the argument. Basically, never do that. Simply just leave it. Okay, that is a basic way. Next, okay, this is silly things. You should not give famous books names. That is what I said it like. Okay, whenever you go, never mention the famous books. Now, next, experience one that can be managed like this. Mention either free hits or easy hits are two things. Freelancing experience is easy hit. Teaching experience is easy hit. Mention it like some so and so dummy colleges are there. So many dummy colleges are there outside. Some so and so dummy college, you worked as a Java trainer, Java faculty, and you teach so many people the Java. If you are a Java developer, simple. No one will ask you the payslips because the dummy colleges will not give you payslips. And people will ask you, do you really have some skill? And you will answer their questions. Simple. But you know what they will say HR immediately then? Immediately HR will say, okay, you have some 2 years experience in teaching the people, but this is software industry. We will give you the same pay. But they will give you a job. You are not targeting the pay. You are targeting the job. Are you understanding my point? Imagine two persons came. You are the HR. One, actually, both are freshers only. But one guy said it like I don't have any experience, but the another guy said it like I have 2 years of teaching experience, but I'm okay with going as fresher. You will take the second one because you think that guy knows more and comes with less pay. Okay. And when they consider you as fresher, you don't need to submit the experience certificates, which is like just a simple lie and going into the job. Okay. Target is job, sir. Whether you prepare resume, showcasing yourself, people will ask you, tell me about yourself. Don't mention it like I like samosas, I like that, this. No, they don't want to know anything about you. Any question they ask, turn around into the particular job only. Whatever they ask. I'm a passionate web developer. I like to do that, this and all. Never mention about your families or that, this and all. You don't. They don't need it. No one like to know about it. Everyone cares about what they want only. They want ultimately whether you are suitable for the job or not. Your resume should speak that. You also should speak that. Are you all getting my point, ma? This is a basic tip. Now, in interview, basically, two tips. Be confident. Okay. Someone is saying it like I'm 4 years experienced in .NET developer with 1.5 years gap. Will getting a job difficult now, or is it fine with this gap? 100% you will get it job. You know what you say? Say it like you have 4 years experience with that particular one, and the 1.5 years instead of gap. Say it like you just go for some institute training. Don't go with the famous one. For example, Naresh Shetty is a famous one. Why? Because most of the people who studied there are in some several software companies. Except that, go with somewhere in Amirpet, some institute name, take it, and then go to that particular company. Say it like you trained there as a .NET developer. Because of your financial situations, you have to stop your software jobs, and then you trained due to the COVID or something. You become a trainer for 1.5 years. Now you are financially stable and wants to go to the job. Simple. Cover it with something. No one like a hole. They need something filling. That's it. Simple. Okay. You are just filling the gaps. Are you getting my point, ma? But never make that lie true. Don't say it like 1.5 years I worked in so and so company. You can check my pay slips or something. You will get caught immediately. Okay. Now, and interviews, you should be confident, sir. You know, basically, people will say it like overconfidence, confidence, and all. As of my knowledge, people will say you overconfidence only when you are confidence over them. If you are confident than me, then I will feel you are overconfident. That is the basic logic people goes with. So you will understand how the other person is seeing you. Do intentional mistake. Okay. If you are really going as a confident, at some point, if they're really thinking that you are confident, if you understand it, make yourself some kind of blickering, make yourself saying that you are kind of low in your behavior. And again, make it your pace. Okay. And second, maintain some kind of accent. Maintain some kind of accent. This one, no one will teach you. Accent is the one which makes the English better. Why? See, I have my own accent. When you are speaking in English, for example, not everyone are good with their English, ma. If you are, if someone asks you like something, tell me about yourself, then you can say, my name is Prasad, or my name is Prasad, or instead of this both, you can say it like my name is Prasad. It have a flow and an accent. You can even give gaps. For example, if you can't think much fast, okay, then what do you do? My name is Prasad. You are giving gaps intentionally to think. But when you are giving my name is Prasad, other people will wait. Are you understanding now? When I give the gap, you don't feel it as a gap. You feel it like it is some kind of speech technique. But instead, if I say it like um, I I if I give gap like this, then you will understand this guy forgot something. In both the ways, I'm giving gaps. See, I don't know if I don't know what I'm speaking it, then I will give an intentional gaps by giving some accent. That is what any speaker will do. Okay. In that gap, they will think about it, or in that gap, they will frame it. Are you understanding it? But if the same thing, if they do it like kind of understandable way, if I kind of thing, then you will caught it easily. That is what freshers do. They don't have accent. Improve the accent. Improve the accent. That is very much easy to get it. Accent, people will say reading, people will say watching movies and all. I have to say one nice thing. Listening is actually good. Instead of watching a movie, for example, so many people suggest you watch the movies, English movies or something. But when you watch a movie, you will understand without the language also what will happen. If I watch a French movie also, I will understand exactly what is the movie complete story. I don't need language. Without subtitles also you will understand basically. You don't understand dialects, that's it. But you will understand flow, na? That is what will happen. You all will watch Malayalam and Tamil movies like that only, right? So my point is, instead of that, watch some small scene. For example, 5 minute scene of English movie. Something where conversation is there. Some conversation is there, 5 minutes, you just watch it. You will understand the context of the scene. Then close your eyes, listen to that 5 minute scene. When you are closing your eyes and listen to it, your brain focuses on conversation. Already you know what is happening. Already you know hero will say something and villain is say something and hero is say something and heroine say something and something they break up happen. And that context you know. Now you will listen what they are speaking one by one by one. If you do that, believe me, after you do it 10 days, you will get that language. Why? Because when you listen it clearly, after 10 days, you will become like that. When you listen to someone's voice again and again and again, after some 10 days or 20 days, you will speak like that guy. Are you getting my point, ma? Yeah, instead of watching videos, listen to the videos. Okay. And someone asked it like, for experiences, can we keep internships? Internships are free. You just mention it like, I did internship, some kind of, see, for example, I did internship as a web developer in Why Not Software Solutions at so and so. That's it. There is no Why Not Software Solutions only. Okay. So I just mentioned in my internship that Why Not Software Solutions, I just something as a web developer, some websites we did or some applications we did. Simple. And actually, if they check it, the Why Not Software Solutions will not be there. And if they ask me, I said it like in COVID, they removed. Simple. And the COVID, and if they ask internship certificate, any Xerox center in Amirpet will give it in 100 rupees, the internship certificate. Internship, did anyone really did internship here? No one did. Very bad, guys. Internship are certificates are like your certifications. You will get in your first certificates now. They are same like that only. Just they will write their name. Okay. You can also make your own internship if you have printer. Okay. That is really true. And that internship certificate, no one will take care of it only. Are you getting my point? Fill your gaps, be confident, and bluff your experience or the internship. Internship, direct bluff. No one will care about it. But you must have something, some internship. If you are a fresher, mention it like so and so something and you did. Are you getting my point, ma? But never go for internships. Companies will offer you. There will be so many companies who will say, you come our internship, we will provide you 3 months internship. We won't pay you, but we will give you experience. That means you are working free. You are a free labor to the company. They will make you do the projects and they will give you free of cost. And we don't want that experience basically. Okay. You go to the companies and said it like you already had that experience by doing some internship. Any doubts, ma? Are you all understanding at least what I'm speaking? Okay. So believe me, if you apply this all, it will be so much fruit. Now, how can I manage the experience? If you got H1B visa, you can directly go on. Kuch nahi hota. They will directly take you. You don't need it, have any experience only. Okay. If you got it the H1B visa, if you still needed an experience, you can fake it in easy way because US people don't know Indian companies, most of the startups. Okay. Any more doubts, ma, in this? Maintain the accent and confidence till the end. If you don't know anything also, make it the accent. Your style matters. Okay. The way you behave, the way your body language, the way you speak, the accent matters. That will make you professional. Your skill matters second, ma. Always people first see how they impress by you. Are you getting my point? First, see, for boys, make it in a profile look, something professional look. Okay. And as much as good professional look and make it less scary. Okay. Usually my face looks scary when I was in some kind of interviews. So our faces should not get scary. Girls, if you just smile and speak, that's enough. You should keep a smiley face when you're speaking it. Okay. Boys, we need to maintain some things. Okay. Because we are easily get caught whenever we change our things. Okay. A good presentation is what I'm speaking. No one will care about how much knowledge you have in the initial point. Initially impress, then later they will dig more. Is it clear, ma? Any doubts here? Okay. Next, in resumes, picture. Guys, if you want to keep it a picture, if you have really good profile picture, no selfies at all. For boys or girls, no selfies. Only profile picture, something really good in a suitable kind of one. Professional kind of tuck or something, or some kind of nice shirt. Okay. Plain one or some kind of suit or something that will be work. Okay. Female one, it works in any way, but smiley one and no kind of selfies. That's it. Profile pictures, if you really be confident, only put it. Else no need. Angular jobs, there are plenty. If you go to Naukri, and in your resume, along with Angular, mention Angular JS. I know that you learned Angular in TypeScript, but it is same basically, where you will have JavaScript replaced by TypeScript. Mention it Angular JS also. If you type it Angular, you will get so many jobs. See? Okay. And next tip. This one is helpful, ma. This one is also premiums. Now, LinkedIn. Did I tell about Naukri premiums earlier? Again, I'm telling you guys, always take some premium. No one works you for free of cost. You think that how these platforms, you think it like you will upload your resume. If any job is there, you will apply and you will get the job. That is not how it will work. 90% of the time, the job platform don't care about you because you are a free person. But if you are a paid guy, then they will care about you. They will send you whenever the job comes, they will send you one email. See, something job came, you just please apply. They will send you in phone message, and they may call you also. They will make your resume look good or not. They will make you get the job immediately as soon as possible because you are a paid person. Everyone will start working for you if you are a paid guy. If you are a free guy, no one works. So take Naukri Premium. I know that it will cost some kind of 1 to 2,000. It will helpful. And LinkedIn, you can get it from any of your friend credit card, and you will just pay and you will get it 1 month free of cost. Next day you can just unsubscribe. Simple. Okay. Any doubts, ma? Any doubts here? Till now clear? Now, do some projects, sir. I want everyone to do some projects. I will give you some suggestions for projects. Go with some e-commerce site, or go with some kind of management systems. Okay. Or go with some kind of some simple SaaS, software as a service. Okay. These kind of things you can actually build with Angular and Python or something. Okay. Python or .NET. Okay. Build something which has complete solution. Any doubts, ma? Okay. Uh, these things. But whatever you build, if it is a small thing also, make it live. Make it live. For example, sir, I want to build an e-commerce for only books, sir. Don't put everything and much. Give it like one home page will be there, which will show all books. Okay. You don't have any cart option or anything. You just mention it like we are coming in future. We will give cart option and all everything in future. But put one form. If anyone comes, you just click the form and you just submit whatever the book you want and address you want, the book will be delivered simple. Kind of simple platform. Okay. Then make it work, whether it is working really or not, what are the difficulties and all. Website doing and making it work are both different. For example, when you do website in your local host, everything works. When it becomes live, there will be so many problems. Different people open in different devices. Are you getting my point, ma? Okay. Now, next one, projects. Next step, learn React. Okay. I know that you are learning so many things. I don't want to disturb that, but basically learn simple React, sir. Okay, it won't take much time for you, but mention in your resume React first, and then you will get the jobs. Once you get the job interview, learn for that. Do one night stands initially. Slowly, you will understand it easily. If you know Angular well, learning React will not take more than 7 days for you. Okay, completely you can become in 7 days. Okay, it won't take it much time. Just take one project. Whatever the project you did it in Angular, same thing, try to do it in React. For example, in Angular, you did one component. Type it in internet how to do component in React. They will show you. In Angular, you maintained one state. How to do it in state in the React. You Angular, you used some modules. What are modules in the React? What are lifecycle methods? Same concepts. And then you will understand it how it will be managed in both. By comparing only, you will understand it reality. Okay. HR will not check the projects. Max to max, they will go to the GitHub repo. They will not go in detail. And already you have GitHub repos now. You download it and put it in your repo now. That is just a mandatory. 99% of the time, HR will not check your repositories. Okay. They will just ask it like what you did. And that's it. HR will not even care for that. HR care for how you speak, how you behave and all. Technical interview guys will ask it like if you say it like you did one website, right? They will ask you like how you did this functionality, that functionality, how you put cart, how did you put like login, how did you put it like Firebase, how did you manage it? That's it. They won't ask you do it now. No one. Are you getting my point, ma? In two things they will ask you. In JavaScript, they will ask you about asynchronous or JavaScript, which is like promises, fetching, uh, and async await. How you will solve APIs basically. How you will solve APIs are asynchronous JavaScript, APIs and timeouts. And they will ask you something called ES6 features, like module system import exports, or rest and spread parameters, or how the classes works, right? These two concepts, if you learn, 90% of the interviews, they will ask this one. And in the React one, they have React topics, and in Angular, whatever the topics we did, data binding, those things only they will ask. Learn one by one simply. Just if you read my notes also, that will be enough. You don't need it much big knowledge. How to get a remote job like you? To get a remote job like me, you need some experiences. Because I worked earlier, not a remote job. Now I got it happily. Okay. So basically my client is US guy, so that's why I got it until the project finishes. It will take it in another 1 year, so I don't have any problem. Now, if you wanna try it the remote jobs, there are some remote things which are like Fiverr. Okay. Now let me give you some nice thing. GitHub, type it here, GitHub web development resources. If you type it here, web development resources, you will get so many things, whatever you needed for web development. Like where you can host your websites. All are free only. Netlify, Firebase, Amazon or AWS or Pages, GitHub Pages or Vercel, these all are free. Or if you need some kind of learning platforms where you can learn your code. If you go here, learning platforms, it will show you all the places where you can learn freely code. Or if you want to do some kind of challenges, coding challenges, or if you want freelancing platforms, these are freelancing platforms. If you wanted some remote job platforms, what YouTube you can follow, what are the font sizes, font websites, icons website, or illustration websites, or video sites, or kind of photo sites. Everything will be mentioned here. This is something, a repository named Web Development Resources, sir. Okay. And now, or you can try it here, free for dev. There is something called free for dev. Free for dev. This one also will provide you so many things which are completely free for development. If you want to use Bash, for example, Bash is Firebase, sir, backend as a service. Now, if you want to know any other things except same like Firebase, you can able to see so many things here. Okay, see, same many like Firebase, you can do so many other things also. Okay. Any doubts, ma? If you want to be a freelancer, also I have a trick. For example, go to the sites like Fiverr. Now, Freework, Fiverr, or Upwork, there are so many sites. Now, imagine you want to become an Angular developer here. You want to provide your Angular services here. Now, here, if I go, here, see, so many people are there. They are saying it like they are charging something great for that, something $16 per hour. So, you also go to this website, create something service like this, put your whole page. But, sir, in the first time, do anyone pay me for 1 hour $16? No. And in these platforms also, how they will work, these platforms for security, what they will do, if you get clients, the more number of clients you get, and based on the reviews, you will get the rating. Is it clear or not? Now what I will do, I will register into this platform as a web developer, as an Angular developer. Then I will ask 5 of my friends, and those all 5 people will come to this site and they will book me as an Angular developer. They will say like, you complete this project and then we will pay you kind of something $16 per hour something. And they pay me through the website. Ultimately, I will get the money now. I will give them back. I don't do any project for them. It's like my friends are only just rotating the money through the platform. But after I completed this 5 friends, I will get 5 good reviews in my website, in my profile. And they said it like he already satisfied 5 clients with the 5.0 rating and you can pay now. Now people will pay you. Are you getting my point? This is one of the marketing technique like fake audience. The fake audience is a technique whenever you are starting something services and if you wanted a good reviews, you will keep some people and those people only will use your service and they will give it like some nice reviews. It works here. Okay. Those guys pay you now through the website and whether you give them site or not, no one cares. You just put it some sites, whatever you did and mentioned there and then said it like these people I mentioned the site, these people I gave the sites. No one knows it like whether those are your friends or something, no? Are you understanding my logic, sir? So maintain one good profile in Upwork, Fiverr and all and it can be done. Where is to put our demo projects? See here in profiles, whatever the things works they did, everything will be there. See, for example, in his review, he's saying it like completed jobs are 17 and someone did it like, okay, so it's like JavaScript ES8 coder. He's like, he did something hard worker and all something. Okay. And he did it some kind of site reviews or something. Now those things your friends only will give you, no? They will give you something nice only. In this process, you may lose some kind of 1 to 2,000. Why? Because your friends are paying you some kind of 10,000 for one website and the platform will charge you some kind of 700 or 800 as a routing one this what they call extra charge something they will do and you will lose that. You will receive only 10,000 and anyway the 10,000 you will pay to your friend again back. Are you getting my point, ma? And like that boost your profile. This kind of tricks you can do it when sitting in your hostel only. I don't see no one will start coaching for this kind of tricks. You should think about it. Okay. Are you getting no as a fresher? No one will tell you this also. But 90% of the freshers will work for that only. Now you don't need to do it anything also. Now after these 5 people take it, now you will get a good profile now. Now you maintain your profile very nice and then set it like you do provide Angular, React, Java, Python, everything you will provide. Then someone came to you and asked you Python on a website. Then you go to some other freshers. There are so many freshers who don't know any of these things. Those people will work you for free. Say to them that we will give you some money or we will give you some nice experience. We will give you internship and those people work for you and you give work for them and you will get the money. This is how corporate works. Are you getting my point, sir? See how much dark it is. Even though my solution is dark, sir, that is reality. Either you will be this side door or that side door. Either you will work for someone's profit or you make someone's work for your profit. Only those two things works. You can't become separate from this cycle. Okay. If I have a gap, should I go for internship? I never go for internships only. Ray. Mention internship. That's what I said na. तो क्या मिलता है गुण internship को जाए तो? So just you will get it some experience. So that experience is nothing but someone's profit na. Dekho, in internship you build e-commerce site. Will you get profit from that? No. That company will get it. Will that company pays you? No. They say it like we are giving experience. It's like something really bad. Okay. So 8 year. Oh, if you have 8 year gap, you can say it like some 3 years your financial issues or something or some kind of health issues, and then 4 years you can mention as teaching kind of thing. But if you have some kind of any other work experience online in that 8 years, you have any other work, ma? You did not do any work 8 years. Government preparation. I know this is hard reality. Guys, let me give you one nice hard reality, guys. I know that groups or civils, IAS, IPS, they are very good. But in YouTube, you will get it like someone really motivated who will say some kind of nice quotation that prepare nicely and you will become IAS civil. They are toppers or anything. In per 1 year, there are lakhs and lakhs of people are preparing for the UPSC. Only 1-2 persons will pass like the 12th pass movie. Okay. There, those people only will give you interviews that everyone claps for. The people who fail will be under the bottom only. That no one goes to them and asks their interviews. That is hard reality. And you will miss the skills also. So my point is never mention these kind of things in your interviews. I know that it is hard reality. So if you did not do any jobs, that is fine. You will not have any pay slips now. You don't have any PF account. So fill that gap with the teaching experience, fill that gap with some kind of health issues, fill that gap with some kind of financial problems, and what you can say, fill some kind of freelancing. These four things you can blame always. Okay. But blaming for 8 years is actually a big deal, but blame it at least 4 years. MNC will not consider gap candidates. Is it true? MNC will not consider means no. MNC may consider, sir, but it depends on the options. Imagine I got one gap candidate, I want gap filled candidate. I will prefer gap filled. If I have all gap candidates only, I can't do anything. Okay. So I'm fresher. Tell me about technical round, how I perform. Technical round, if you have to perform, sir, if it is online, you can do easily cheat with ChatGPT. Okay, you can keep your friend beside you. But if it is offline, at least prepare something and go. If you don't know something, just try whatever you know. See, there is one marketing rule. I don't know whether you knew it or not. If you can't convince a person, confuse the person. Do you guys ever heard of that? Follow that. For example, someone asked me, how do you do authentication, which I don't know. If I remember, if you say it like, if I don't know what I will do, I will be like, people will register into the registration form and it will go to the backend through JWT authentication, and then it will generate a token, and in the login we will take that JWT token and we will lead it into the dashboard. We may use some another libraries like OAuth, we may use some other libraries like Nextauth, something. So like this, you will continue with so many options. Then they will not ask about it. Why? Because when I'm saying this many options, they may not know any one thing where they will get confused. If I say only JWT authentication kind of thing, next point they will ask you what is JWT authentication. But if you continue it for another few more minutes, they will forget this JWT authentication. Did you guys ever observe this? I don't know whether you knew it or not. I will finish with this, sir. In our school days, I don't know whether you guys have it or not. In our school days, we used to have English teachers. We are Telugu medium people. So the English teacher used to read the paragraph. Every sentence they have to give meaning. But the English teacher, how they used to do, they were like reading the sentence. If they don't know meaning, they will continue reading it. And whenever they find it the exact meaning they know, they will explain that last sentence. And we will be convinced. Did you guys ever observe that it must have happened for you? Do that technique. That is called rolled up technique. It's like you say some answer to the person and you are getting it that the other person is about to ask about it. You continue the answer until that person forgets that question. Marketing people will do that. Sales people and marketing people, you go some LIC insurance or something. They will come to you. Do you want LIC insurance? This is what happened. That is what happened. Immediately you are about to ask, do I get profit or something? You are about to ask. No, they will just go on with some whole thing. They will explain you whole brochure. And the moment they completed, you will forget your first question only. Are you getting my point, ma? And the last point which they said is perfect. And that point only you will ask question. Huh? What happened? Exactly, this is what happened. If you don't know the answer, see, it depends on the other person, sir. You will understand. There are two kinds of people who will be like, if the other guy is honest guy, say it like you don't know the answer. You are able to learn it. You are not getting it now, but you can solve it. You can learn it. Some kind of things. But if the other guy is some kind of confident people or intelligent people will not accept don't know. But those people will accept whatever the shit you say, just to confuse them. The moment you confuse them, they will be okay. They won't admit it like they are not understanding. Are you understanding it? If you are really intelligent person, if I come to your marketing thing and if I have to convince for your product, and I will start with like you are really intelligent person and you feel it like you are intelligent, and then if I say explain something, if you don't understand, you will not say like I don't understand. Why? Because you already believed that you are intelligent. So I will say whatever I want. These kind of tricks works for everyone everywhere. Okay, but it needs your own touch. This is all everything which I use in my real time, but I have my touch and you will have your own touch. Okay, you may add some few things based on your things. Accent is important. Always maintain a style in your English speaking. Okay, if you have that, nothing can beat you. You may get React job or you may get some another job also. No worries. Ultimately, you need to one job in software. Once you do it in 1 year, you go and go to another company. Say it like you worked as something. Okay. Yeah, that's it, ma. Thank you all. Just make it your career better. All the best. Thank you all. Yeah. If I have any more doubts, anyone? Sorry. Interview questions I mentioned in the VS Code. I will give it in GitHub. This interview questions. You can just read it. They are the same questions, like whatever we discussed while doing it. It's like this. What are the basic Angular advantages, or what are Angular components, data binding, everything I made it some things. You can just check it upon. I will give this document GitHub, which you can check it. Git commit. This Git repository there for another 6 months. Start applying for jobs. If anyone got it, any doubts later also, they can mention it to me through the Telegram. Okay. Today is today is the last class, ma. Angular class completed today onwards. Yes, it is completed. It is the last class. Any doubts? No. That's it. Thank you all.